Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video, and we're going to be talking about something that is very important and just kind of a big issue going on right now. I think I'm going to title this video something similar to the Battlegrounds Blitz. No, more like Battlegrounds on the Fritz or something like that, because I think Battlegrounds has been on the Fritz for a long time, for many seasons now. And it just sucks because Battlegrounds is supposed to be the premier competitive game mode, you know? And yet, there's zero competitiveness. There is zero reason to push. The rewards. Let's take a look at the rewards right now. That's where we're going to start. This is Celestial 1. Only one person in the entire world can get this. And right now, Bureau Man and Andrew the Rough are both fighting valiantly for that spot. They're both over 800 points, which, you know, I've stayed with Andy for a week, the last week of a Battleground season, and we were both pushing. I managed to get top 10, and he was pushing for number 1. And like the amount of work top 10 took was like mentally, physically so draining. It's unreal to do this kind of a push, especially now in this meta. Like, it's just man, like I cannot respect enough Beer Man and Andy, these guys, their work ethic, their grind. Like, it's nearly unfathomable what goes into it. Like, you have no idea what it takes to get above 800 point. It is mind-boggling the amount they have to play. There's so much, like, the amount of work effort it takes. It's unreal. And what is the reward for it? 10,000 Titan shards. Not even a Titan crystal. Like, what? 1 7-star crystal. Not even a 6-star relic. And 130,000 trophy tokens. These rewards have not changed in over 12 months. In 365 days, an entire year, these rewards have not been adjusted. Take that in. The most competitive mode for the game. These rewards have not been updated. So, Kabam has actually talked about this a little bit on the forum. This was like weeks ago now. So, we're gonna read that first. So this was like over a month ago, and then we're going to talk back about current Battlegrounds. So let's jump over to the forum. So all of this started because of Emilia90's post here. So we're not going to read the whole thing, but we're going to read a little bit of it. So let me preface this by saying that I really like this game, and me too. Dude, I love this game. This game has been my life for the last 8 years. I only want to see this game improve and do well and increase in longevity. Still love lots of it, always will, but it's getting absurd how outdated everything is getting, along with the AI steadily becoming worse and worse. And again, this was over a month ago, and literally, like, the AI is only becoming worse and worse, and Kabam has admitted it. Like, it's crazy. So the glory, I was gonna say loyalty and glory at the same time. The glory store has been updated. We're gonna take a look at that, I think maybe towards the end of the video, because that is good, but we're gonna skip that for now. The main thing we're gonna read here is Battlegrounds. So Battlegrounds. Oh boy, I actually love Battlegrounds, but the level of time and effort isn't matching the rewards. Grinding your butt off barely gets you anything compared to the other game modes these days. Have y'all seen the solo and alliance rewards? Absolute joke for how much time and points you need. Gladiator circuit rewards are mediocre as fudge. 6k shards replacing in quantum. Seriously? I know someone is about to mention the realm event, but there should be a more permanent addition. Oh, and don't worry, we're going to be talking about the Realm event. I'm tired of them bringing in small bonus rewards every couple seasons, only to shift away from them and keep the same mediocre rewards the next season. Me too. This bugs me so much, dude. Like, I remember there was one season where they greatly increased the solo rewards. There's like a bunch of thousands of Titan shards in there and everything, and the next season's just gone. Like, the whole, like, you could have at least left a percentage of that. Oh, that really irks me when they do that kind of thing. Because it's like a previous season was more rewarding than the next season. Like, we're going forward in time and the rewards are getting worse. That is illogical. The store values and caps should have also been updated a long time ago, and Valiant should have access to more than what we have now. Completely agree. Warnick, you're barely worth it for 90%. Oh yeah, we're not going to read any of them or that. That's it for BGs. So, yeah, and so Kabam crashed, who also, let me say, I love Crashed. He is one of my favorite Kabam employees. He's in 4-Loc. He's in my line. He's a great dude. But it's okay to disagree with your friends. And, you know, I definitely disagree on the Battlegrounds part of his response here. So, let's read all this. So before I provide an update, I just want to say that players tend to look at the game economy different than we do. We look at it holistically, and players who are engaged in the game progressing, the answer right now is definitely yes. Think about your own account compared to a year ago. If you play the game regularly, I guarantee you have made substantial progress regardless of how much you are spending. A large portion of rewards have been focused on events this year. We do this because we see a clear signal that it drives more player engagement than focusing those rewards into our regular modes. That doesn't mean they will never be updated, but it does mean more of the baseline reward budget is going to come from special events and things like daily super event. With that said, there are some specific updates. So we'll talk about the Glory Store again, but it's really the Battlegrounds I want to talk about. And again, what really kind of bugs me here is in this entire response, this is it for Battlegrounds. Like I wanted to explain to me why the Battlegrounds rewards have not been updated in over a year, to convince me of why. I'm gonna need like a whole essay. Like, this amount of text will regardless of what I say, is impossible to be enough to change my mind, to convince me of anything. Like, I was really hoping to see more, to see a bigger explanation, you know. Let's read what's here. So, Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds as a whole remains one of the most rewarding modes in the game. We will continue to... but, you know, all the rewards, all the great rewards, you know, come from just barely playing the mode. You know, you get to the Gladiator Circuit, and then you stop. And boom, you got your rewards, and that's it. And, like, it's not rewarding past that. That's the massive issue. We'll continue to stagger reward updates to the different channels. I will say that a good portion of the GC rewards budget is in trophy tokens. This bugs me a lot. So I don't agree with this take that it's been a year since GC rewards were updated. Updates to the BD store are also updates to GC rewards. So, trophy tokens, first of all, there's a 150,000 cap on them. So, you know, you can't just hold these trophy tokens forever. You're forced to use them, or you're going to hit a cap, which I don't like. You know, if the cap was like 1 million, okay, then that's fine. You know, I could save up a ton and only get what I want. But no, I'm pushed to my limit, pushed to my cap, and like, and there's also like the pop-up at the start of every new season. Claim this, claim this, claim this. And what if you're full on trophy tokens? Like, I literally just spent trophy tokens just so I could claim the stupid pop thing, so it would quit popping up every single time I did a match. That's literally the reason for spending thousands of trophy tokens. It bugged me that much. The 150k cap is terrible, and the Battlegrounds store has gotten, like, very, very outdated. It just reset today, and I think the only thing I bought is 7-star shards, and, you know, I do have quite a bit. I'm at 86,000, and, yeah, this costs, like, 19,000 trophy tokens just for 5,000 7-star shards. That is way too much. This needs to be changed. There also needs to be Titan shards added. There needs to be Tier 4 Alpha added. Sig Stones, 7-star Sig Stones need to be added. Like, I don't want to be... like, what am I spending my trophy tokens on? Like, I can't even spend it on the things that I want to buy. As an endgame Valiant player, the 3 things we're chasing are Titan Shards, Tier 4 Alpha, and Sig Stones. Those 3 things. That's the thing in the super event. You know, once you complete it, it's the final one. You get to pick one of those 3 things, because those are the 3 things that players are chasing. Not one of those single 3 things is in this Battleground store. So, like, I disagree. Trophy tokens don't have nearly the value Kabam is saying they do, because I can't spend them on the things that I really want to spend them on. Everything else in here comes from just playing the game, from all other areas of the game. Like, there's nothing special in here I really need these tokens for. That's the real issue. If there was like, a specialized 7-star Battlegrounds crystal for, let's say, 69,000 trophy tokens, and it had 6 champions in it, all 6 are incredible Battlegrounds champions, whether they're a dual threat, a pure attacker, or a pure defender. All 60 champions are insane for Battlegrounds. It could change every single season, depending on the metas that season. That would be a good source of trophy tokens. Like, there's nothing. This store just is so lacking. It's so bland. It's so outdated. Yeah. So just big. Just, there needs to be a much bigger explanation when it comes to Battlegrounds and why the rules haven't been updated. Like, that's not nearly enough to convince me. Now let's talk about this season specifically. So season 22 of Battlegrounds. It's almost over. There's only a day, 18 hours, 34 minutes left. So I think this season has honestly been pretty terrible. Just in its design, in its impact, the AI, everything. Crit me with your best shot now. It feels like, we had Crit me with your best shot last year, and that was the meta for qualifying for the Battle Round Brawl. So I played that meta a lot, and I managed to finish top 10 in the world to qualify for the Brawl. It barely, just freaking barely, dude. I did a live stream with only like 3 hours left in the season, and somehow I went on a miraculous win streak, just blessed by RNGesus. Kabam, RNGesus was on my side, and somehow I did it. And yeah, and then this season, so I thought I was going to be really great at the meta because I was so good at it before, but the game has changed so much just based off of the champions in the game now. For example, Destroyer and Spider-Punk, 2 2024 champions that didn't exist last year, that are both menaces in this meta. We also have 7-star Man-Thing now, which is just insane. Oh my, like rank 3 7-star man in this meta, dude, like you're not killing him in under a minute. Like it's crazy. Serpent, Bullseye, Onslaughts, all these crazy new defenders with the AI, with these nodes. It's wild. It's so different from last year because in the Crit Me with your best shot meta already, it is extremely restrictive in the fact that you can only do damage through critical hits. There's so many champions that punish that. There's already so many trap defenders just because of the nodes that, like, if you don't draft one single counter for it, you're screwed. So now you have the fun of that draft fiasco of trying to draft for the Crit Me with your best shot trap cards, but then you also have to draft counters for the new crazy just trap card defenders that are just trap card defenders based off their own abilities, like Serpent, like Onslaught, like Bullseye. And Bullseye as well is just so crazy, this meta, dude. Damn, he's nuts. So like, it's just a lot. This meta is just a lot, and we voted for it. But yeah, it's so crazy. And we have the whole Realm event for this meta. And now this is where the massive problem is created. So we have this Realm event, which the milestones, for the Realm event, first of all, like, really? That's it? Like, there's, I think it's like 9,000 Titan shards in here available. Like, why couldn't you just make it 2 Titans? And why couldn't you make the fully formed one a Nexus? Like, this is supposed to be a big special event. What harm is there in making this Titan Crystal a Nexus? Every single player is still just getting one champion from the Titan. The difference is we're getting some selectability. You can dodge some bullets. You can dodge some landmines. You can dodge your least wanted pull from the crystal if it's a Nexus. You're still only getting one champion. Why couldn't this just be a Nexus crystal? That would have been nice. There's one tier 4 alpha in here. Just one? couldn't give enough for a rank 3? Is that so much to ask for one rank 3 in this big event? I don't think it's that much. I don't know. Also, with this event, how to get points. Well, you have to use Elder Marks or you have to use Energy. This is the anniversary event for Battlegrounds. Supposed to be special. Supposed to be for the players. You couldn't have just made it free? You still have to charge us to play the game on the anniversary event? I was hoping it would just be free. Whoever plays the most and wins the most and puts in the time and the effort, they get rewarded. But no, you have to sink all your units in it too when you're playing to really get the most out of it. I don't know. For the anniversary event for the community, I would have loved for it to be free. I would have made it free if I was in charge of Battlegrounds at Kabam. Wish I was. Yeah, you gotta pay. You gotta pay the piper. Now, the rewards. Let's take a look at these. So, guys, whoa! Would you look at that? So, we're not even at the number 1 rewards. We're at 31 to 100. And in that, those 69 players can get 10,000 Titan Shards. Wasn't that the same amount as Celestial 1? The number 1 Battlegrounds winner for the whole season. Only one person can get that. Can get those sacred 10,000 Titan Shards. But over here, 31 to 100 people can get that. And that's not even the highest reward? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any damn sense. Keep going up. More than 10,000 Titan Shards. That's more than Celestial 1. 2 to 10. 15,000. Number 1. Double. You're telling me that the person that puts up the most points for this event is way more handsomely rewarded than the person who places number 1 for the entire Battlegrounds season. Over 800 points right now. They're duking it out up there. The rewards, man, they're just so out of touch. So beyond out of touch. And then we have this also introduced. The Bastion title. So, at this very start of this season, when I thought I had all the time in the world, and I was really excited for this meta, I was thinking, do I want to try to push for Celestial 1? Do I want to try to push for a Bastion title? Do I want to just play all month long and do both? And, I thought about it a lot. I thought about both of these different things. And, I was really thinking about the Bastion title and what would be, the best way to do that. And, the decision, the line of thinking that was just made the most sense to be able to get the most points was it would be nearly impossible to push both. To push for Celestial 1 and to push for the Bastion title. And I say nearly impossible. It could be done. But I say it's nearly impossible because, you play a lot for Celestial 1, for sure. But the higher you go on the leaderboard, the longer it takes to find matches. Andrew the Rough is one of my best friends in the community. One of the biggest issues he said at the very top for pushing, the very pinnacle of Battlegrounds. It's coming from one of the best players in the world. One of the biggest issues is matchmaking time. I've heard Andy give feedback to Kabam so many times to, when you're searching for a match, to be able to, go do other things in the game. Look at your inventory or look at champion abilities, just to be able to do other things while you're searching for a match. Because sometimes, it takes him, half an hour just to find one match. So if you're pushing for that Celestial 1, it's going to take you so long. You can maybe get in 3 matches an hour. Whereas, if you're down in Quantum, you can get in probably 5 matches an hour at least. So doing a Celestial 1 push and a Bastion push is you can't do both. You can only do one or the other, because the best way to do a Bastion push, what I figured out would be to just stay as low as you can. You know, go to 0 points with energy, drop down with energy, and then use Elder Marks and win, and get to about 200-300 points, and then repeat. Drop down to 0, grind back up. Drop down to 0, grind back up. Drop down to 0, grind back up, and just do that all day, every day. That's the number one way, the best possible way to get the Bastion title. That's what I thought. You know, in the shower, that's where I came to that conclusion, actually. That's where you do your best thinking. And so that's what people are doing. And so you might be thinking, like, that doesn't sound the most ethical or the most sportsmanlike. And is that allowed? Can you be maybe banned for that? You know, like, are you exploiting the system? Is that against the rules? And so in the victory track, you cannot do that. It's not allowed. You can't be farming in the victory track. In the gladiator circuit, guess what? Kabam says it's allowed. It's okay. It's an ELO point-based rank system. So, you know, your points are your points. You can do whatever you want with them. If you want to give them away, you can do that. So, it's allowed. It's totally, completely allowed. So that is how the Bastion title is going to be obtained. And I know someone grinding for it that has... I think he's going to win. I matched him once because, you know, we did a stream because I was trying to farm as many points as I could for the community. And that's the other thing, is that it's all for the community. Every single point that we all get was for the greater good, you know, at the very least. So even if you have the people farming points down in Uru, and, you know, people have to lose, you could say, like, lower level accounts are getting kind of bullied, but at least, you know, all the points are going towards the event for all of us. So at least in that manner, I looked at it as, you know, it's kind of okay, because we're all just farming points together for the greater good, for a common goal. But this totally wouldn't be as big of a thing if just simply the Battlegrounds rewards were worth it. You know, like, it's totally, it doesn't even feel bad to just drop down to 0 points and start playing again, because it doesn't really matter where you place. You know, whether you're placing in a Celestial 5 getting 2,500 Titan Shards, Celestial 6 getting 2,500 Titan Shards, Mysterium 1 getting 1, 2, or 3 getting 1,000 Titan Shards. You know, like, who cares? That's not enough to open any type of meaningful crystal. Like, who really cares? I don't. I do not. After a year of these same old, stale, boring rewards, I truly do not care if I place in Uru or Celestial. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, it really doesn't. I reward-wise, I couldn't care less. What I care about is having entertaining live streams during the season and having fun with you guys, having a good time, win or lose. That's what I care about. That's what matters to me. These rewards, nah, I don't care. And I think a lot of people share that line of thinking, that these rewards, it doesn't really matter where you place, especially when these rank placement rewards are so much better. You know, you don't have to be the #1 player in the world to be getting 10,000 Titan Shards. You just gotta farm your butt off. And so that's the massive issue this season. This is what lack of reward updates cause to the game. It causes farming like this. It causes frustration for some people. A lot of people, I'm sure. I'm frustrated just with the system in general. There's a lot of frustration. And it's due to lack of reward updates. That would alleviate so much frustration, because just getting better rewards, just like it makes it easier to swallow all the BS. It makes it easier to deal with the AI. It makes it easier to deal with just everything if the rewards make it worth it. But when the rewards aren't worth it, like, why bother? So that's the current state of Battlegrounds to me. It's just it just needs some love, and I've tried to give Kabam so many ideas in the CCP. There's a Discord, and I look at, and the one channel I'm always paying attention to is Battlegrounds feedback. I read any and every single message that is put into that chat. I'm always on top of it. That's the chat where I talk the most. I give the most feedback. I've tried and given so many ideas. Like, there's so many ways to improve Battleground. It's basically, there's been little tweaks and quality of life changes and stuff, but the basics have been the very same since it launched. And the basics were good at launch, but it's just getting a little stale. And I think the biggest thing that I would love to see, the biggest thing I would change or add to Battlegrounds would basically be private matches. My favorite game of all time was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I've probably played MCOC more than that game now, but honestly, like, MCOC is probably my number one most time played in the game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is my second. That was the first ever game that I was literally like just addicted to. Like, all I ever wanted to do was play that game. I was absolutely horrible at it when I first started playing, but that just made me so thirsty to get better. And I eventually did get a lot better. I eventually got pretty good. And I loved playing all parts of that game. But actually, some of the most fun I ever had in that game wasn't online. Wasn't getting 25 kill streaks, dropping nukes. That was fun too. But just being in private match with my friends, playing our own games, making up our own rules, that was the fun. That was the most fun I ever had. We made up all these stupid games like Cops and Robbers, Michael Myers, just all these silly games, these silly rules, and it was so much fun because we can just go into private match and change all the rules. You can change it to the game to last forever. There's no time limit. You can just keep playing. You can change it so that everyone has minuscule health, which means like one bullet and you die. So like you shoot someone with a pistol across the map, they die. Like a pistol and a sniper do the same amount of damage. Like you can have fun with the rules. You can or you can change to like 200% health. So you eat a whole clip before you die. Imagine that in Battlegrounds. You could crank up the health and nodes and the timers to 5 minutes per fight. Crank it up to like 1 million health pools. You could do whatever you want. You could change it to best of 5 rounds with your friends. You could just create your own metas. You could do like whatever you want. I think that would be so much fun for Battlegrounds. Don't get me wrong, I have so many more ideas, especially for like the live game and everything, but I think just the private match, that leaves the competitive aspect and everything for seasons and Kabam's thing alone doesn't mess with that at all. It's just private match for like friendlies and stuff to really, really fully enhance friendlies. Because friendlies right now suck, honestly. Like the stupidest thing about friendlies is if you use a reroll token in a friendly, it consumes from your inventory. Why? It's not a ranked match. Why am I using up my resources? Like in Pokemon, if you're fighting your friend and you use your items, or can you use items? I don't know. But like it shouldn't be consumed in a friendly match. Your competitive PvP resources should not be getting consumed. Speaking of rerolls, I think there should also always just be one free reroll every match. And then you use one of your paid for ones if you want another one. But yeah, you could do like 10 champ drafts. You can do best of 5 rounds, best of 7 rounds. Like you could just do whatever you want in private match. Really customize it. I think that would be one of the best additions. But the main thing Kabam needs to do is just update the rewards. Make points actually matter so people don't drop down to 0. Because right now, the points just don't matter for so many players. When you've had 12 months of the same stale rewards, this is what happens. This is what it creates. Massive point farming and people hitting the GC and then just stop playing for the rest of the season because they don't care. Alright, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Almost half an hour of rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you agree with everything, with anything that I said, and if you disagree with anything, let me know as well. I appreciate all feedback. I just ask to keep it respectful and civil in the comment section down below. But that's going to do it. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a great, wonderful day. And again, nothing but love to Kabam Crashed. I think you're awesome, Crashed. You're G. Peace. I said I was going to talk about the Glory Store. You thought I forgot. I did forget, but then I remembered. So here we are. Yeah, the Glory Store has been updated. And I think I have Alliance rewards as well, too. AQ rewards. So let's grab those. So we got some glory to throw around real quick. So I think this update was fantastic for lower level players and for higher level players. For lower level players, this right here is the greatest change to the game, like maybe ever. You can buy all 10 of these, and it's 10 tier 6 bricks in each one of these. So it's 100 tier 6 ISO bricks of whatever class you want for only 2,350 glory. This is absolutely game changing. Seriously, I'm not kidding. For my second, for Leg Spiker, this Leg Spiker was drowning in the ocean due to lack of ISO. This is like the biggest life raft you could have thrown him. Well, not the biggest one. The biggest one is if this was added to like the Battlegrounds store. But still, this is really, really good. This is insane. Before, you know, it scaled absurdly. Like, it costed so much. The scaling is so good now. It's so cheap. Wonderful. And then for higher level players, they finally added tier 4 alpha. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking this up. It's not like the most game breaking amount, but you know, it's good to be here. It's good to have something to be spending glory on to help, you know, get closer to that next rank 3. And you know, this stuff as well, you can just get more of it now for less. You know, so that's good. It just costs less, so it's easier to get those basic resources. But yeah, good glory store changes, you know, for all around. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Battlegrounds needs some love next. Hope you guys all have a great, wonderful day. Peace.